Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. The posting of this video officially marks 6 months of creating videos on YouTube. It's a milestone that I want to celebrate, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the lessons that I've learned from posting for 6 months on YouTube. Whether you create videos for YouTube like I do or not, there's something that you can learn from the lessons that I'm about to share. I'm incredibly proud of the fact that I have remained consistent over the last 6 months and posting videos every single Friday. This is despite work and travel and other commitments, and also in the beginning, just second guessing whether or not this is something that I could do or should do. Now that I've hit 6 months, I've learned a lot, and I want to share these things with you all. Let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, I'm a teacher turned entrepreneur, and I started this journey as a YouTuber because I wanted to help people design a life of purpose. I've been living abroad for 10 years now, and it's been a journey of self-discovery and learning many lessons from living abroad. After these 10 years, I felt this burning desire from within me to share the lessons that I've learned and to be able to connect with people over these things, over these passions and things that I'm interested in. So on this channel, I create videos that are related to habits and routines, traveling, lessons that I've learned, and even book reviews. As an elementary teacher, it's important for me to break down concepts into their simplest form so that my students can understand what they are. And so I try to bring those skills to this channel and break down important concepts that can help you design a life of purpose. The first lesson that I would like to share with you all is that you cannot worry about what people will think. This goes without saying, and I can guarantee that anyone who has started this YouTube journey will resonate with this lesson. It's incredibly important to realize that no matter what you put out there, there will be people that connect with what you're talking about, and there will be people who just don't care. You can't get caught up thinking about what others will think, because that will stifle your process and may prevent you from producing work that could potentially inspire somebody. This was especially difficult in the beginning before I started creating these videos because I worried about if what I was talking about mattered. I worried if people would actually care. And while there are people who probably don't care about what I'm talking about, that's okay. What's really important is that I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking about things that I'm passionate about, and I'm speaking about things that could potentially help people. Once I focus on those things, then it was easier for me to shift away from thinking about what others might think and just focusing on producing a good message. The second lesson that I want to share is somewhat related to the first, but it's that the more you do something, the more comfortable you become with it. Now that sounds quite obvious, but allow me to explain it a little bit. So again, in the beginning, when I started creating videos, I was a little hesitant because I wasn't really comfortable with the process of making a video and then putting it out into the internet. I didn't know all of the steps that it required, and I had to learn as I went. I also consider myself to be good at public speaking. I've had many opportunities to speak in front of large audiences, and I thought that was a skill of mine. But speaking in front of a camera like I am right now is a completely different experience. And having to watch the video back while I'm editing it, looking at myself, listening to my voice, those are all things I was a little unfamiliar with. But I'm happy to say that after 6 months of doing this, recording myself and editing myself, I'm extremely comfortable in front of the camera, and I've grown from that experience. What's great about these first two lessons is that they've really just taught me to care less and not to take myself or what I'm producing too seriously. A third lesson that I learned from this experience of posting every Friday for 6 months is that you won't always produce your best work, and that's okay. This was an important lesson for me to learn because I'm a very detail-oriented person. I care about things looking good. I am a perfectionist. So when it came to actually making these videos, which included recording them and editing them and all of the other little things that are required to make a video, I found myself getting caught up on the little things that really didn't matter in the long run. I realized that if I was spending way too much time trying to make a perfect video, then I wouldn't achieve what I wanted to, and I would probably just stress myself out. Instead, I kind of set a standard for myself that was achievable and realistic, and I made sure to hit that standard and told myself that it was okay to not produce a perfect video. It was okay to just produce a video that got the message across and that people could resonate with. The fourth lesson that I learned from this experience is that if you focus on simplicity, everything else will follow. So this is related to the last lesson that I just shared. I realized that I should just focus on the bare minimum things. Being able to record a video in a setting that looked good, being able to edit in a way that people could actually watch and enjoy a video, and then feeling comfortable with what I was producing and that people could resonate with it and actually learn from it. It was a simple criteria that I created in my head, and if those videos matched that criteria, then I was okay with putting it on the internet and focusing on what was next. That proved to be an important lesson that I learned in this experience, because I was then giving myself a great chance to keep up with the consistency, which in the beginning, if you're just creating videos and just getting started, consistency can be quite difficult. And if you're getting caught up with all of the minor details, it could lessen your chances of being consistent and working with the YouTube algorithm. And the last lesson that I'd like to share with you all about what I've taken from this experience of 6 months is that consistency is still king. This is related to the last couple lessons that I just shared, and it is ultimately the one that has been the most important for me, because I'm playing the long game here. My goal as a YouTuber, as someone who's posting every single Friday, is to build an audience, to be able to connect with an audience, and to actually impact lives and to inspire and help people design a life of purpose, as I always say. And so I realized that creating perfect videos was not going to help me achieve that. Creating videos about what I thought everyone wanted to hear wasn't going to achieve that. But creating consistently is what was going to help me achieve that. If you've watched any of my other videos, this concept of consistency has come up multiple times, and it is actually an important part of other aspects of my life, whether it comes to physical health or how I show up at work or how I show up to my relationships and my friendships. Being consistent is incredibly important to me, and this was just another way that I could instill that value into something new that I was doing. Ultimately, it is the reason why I was able to successfully post videos every single Friday for 6 months straight. I'm proud of myself for it, because I started on a whim in November after telling myself that I had spent way too much thinking about doing it rather than actually doing it. And now, looking back from this 6-month milestone, I'm very happy that I did focus on that, because I've gained new subscribers. I've learned a lot along the way, and it's motivated me to continue to post every single Friday and to connect with more people. So as a lifelong learner, I'm already thinking about how I can continue to learn from this experience and what's next. As I just said, I'm playing the long game here. And although I've taken a moment to pause and acknowledge this milestone, my goal is not to just post videos for 6 months or just 6 more months. It's to do it for years to come consistently. So looking ahead, I have a few goals for myself, areas where I know I can improve and areas that I want to explore. That includes including more B-roll in my videos, so look out for that. I'd like to enhance the branding on this page. As you can see, there are a lot of purples and pinks and cool lights, and the fonts are all usually purple and pink, and I'd like to create something that's consistent with that, but also a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I've been paying attention to the analytics on my videos, and one thing that I'd like to do is get the average view duration to go up, because I want people to see my entire videos and I want them to gain as much value from them as possible. So I'll need to sit down and figure out what keeps people's attention, what keeps people interested in these videos, and then incorporate that into my videos. I'd also like to include subtitles so that these videos are more accessible to other people, so that you can read along as you watch. Maybe English is not your first language, that's okay. I'd like to include those subtitles so that it's easier for you to understand what I'm trying to say here. And lastly, I'd like to start creating YouTube shorts so that I can continue to post more content and to build an audience. With that, those are my lessons and the things that I've learned over the last 6 months. I'd like to thank you for being here with me on this journey, and I'd like to thank you for continuing to be with me on the journey as I move forward. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching these videos. Please send this to a friend if they might find it interesting or they're starting a similar journey. And as always, I'll see you in next week's video.